Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be doing a Project Life spread from 2019, and this is week 43, so it's the week right before Halloween. It's so crazy to me to think that we are just a few weeks away. Well, I guess Halloween's at the end of October, but just a few weeks away from getting to October. I really love this month, and so it's fun to be able to go back and tell these stories. So I am using Ali Edwards' October Stories by the Month kit, which is what is laid out here. I've got the cards. There's some really great wood chipboards. Those are really fun. The stamp set, chipboard, the chipboard set, and then some word phrase stickers. So I think that's really cute having the white with orange writing. All right, so that is the kit that I'm going to be using. So let's just jump in and get started. All right, you guys, so just jumping in, the first thing that I'm going to do is lay down my foundation with my photos. And as I'm doing this, I definitely like to think about the color. I definitely like to think about the clusters of people and splitting those things up. And then I'm going to cut down my 3x4 photos. And you saw on that photo that I had only one photo on that 4x6 photo paper. And the printer that I'm using is the Epson PM400. So it's the PictureMate printer. And I'm actually able to then take that 3x4 photo paper and put it into the printer, feed it through, and it will print just one photo on top of it. So I'm not wasting any photo paper at all. So there are so many reasons to love this printer. So if you are thinking about getting a printer to print at home, some of your 4x6 or 5x7 photos, I would say that one is excellent. I think the print quality is amazing. And if you get like the ultra paper, I just do the premium paper, but if you get the ultra paper, I think the photos are even more stunning. I haven't done a cost comparison. I know it's definitely more expensive, but it is an amazing printer. So that's all I'm going to say about it. All right, so I've got all my cards laid down. You saw that I cut up one of the 4x6 cards, the one that says memory 123. I love being able to do that. And now I am just looking through some of the chipboard. I always love the chipboard in a set and love that the Story by the Month kit always comes with one. I just saw recently that there is a new chipboard die, so that will be fun to be able to work with those coming up. So these wood veneers were really fun, and I debated about using them on this layout or not, but I decided to go ahead and add them to the title page, make it a little bit more, I guess, pop a little bit more and speak to the season a little bit more. I definitely love sweater season, and it's interesting now that I'm living in Washington. It's definitely a lot cooler than it is in Utah. I mean, Utah gets really cold, but in the summer it's definitely cooler. So I have found plenty of opportunities to wear long sleeves all through, July and August. And right now it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's like thick sweater weather, but it's definitely, you could definitely wear long sleeves. So I just am getting excited about the fall. I can already start to see some trees are starting to change, and there's just so many trees around in comparison to what I'm used to. I'm really excited to really see what the fall looks like here. So that is what is super fun about making a move and making a change, is just to get to experience this part of the world for the very first time. All right, so I am cutting down a photo, and you see that I actually cut it too small, and I wanted it to fill up more of that space so there wasn't as much white space. So I decided just to take the part that I cut off and stick it back on. And it actually does a really good job. You can kind of see that one of the sides is popping up, and you'll see in the end that I actually do end up fixing it. I do it off camera, but I just end up putting more tape down because it's kind of sticking up in the corner. But when I put more tape down, you honestly can't even tell that I had cut it off. It's not that big. Like you can't tell in person. Maybe if you knew it was cut, you would notice it, but it's a really good option to then going ahead and reprinting the photo, which I definitely did not want to do. So I decided that my biggest issue with this spread was the stories that I wanted to tell. So I went back and I looked at my journaling. So instead of doing my story journal, which I used to do, which was kind of like just bullet points of things that happened during the day, my journal is more, I'm writing more thoughts and feelings. I'm writing more down. And so I was trying to decipher through more. And it's actually got me thinking about whether or not, like, what I want to do for next year, and whether or not I really do just want to have a designated, just a very small designated journal. Again, that's just some bullet points, just because that's really all that I need. And you'll see a lot of times I'll just use Post-it notes instead of going and looking back at my journaling. I love that I have those stories in my journaling, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to retell them all. So anyways, that was just one of the things that I felt was super challenging about doing this spread. And I actually thought to myself, this is one of the reasons why I felt that it was so challenging. Because what I really wanted to talk about when I looked at this spread is how grateful I was for this fall. I remember in November talking about moving to Seattle, and obviously this is October, but I remember that feeling of driving up to my house, and I had like a mountain behind me and it was like covered in fall leaves. And I just remember having this feeling in my heart that was like, enjoy this so much, because this is probably the last time that you'll be here at the foot of this mountain and enjoying this beautiful fall. So like all those feelings were coming out when I was working on this spread, just about saying goodbye to the fall in this place, and knowing that these memories that I had last October, I'm not going to be having this October. So that was really hard. It was hard to know, do I tell the stories from the perspective where I'm at right now, which didn't really make sense with the photos and what was going on, or do I tell the stories of what was actually going on this week? And ultimately, I decided to go with all the details that were going on that week, because that's what I'm doing with Project Life. And I did decide that I would love to do maybe a letter to the fall, like the Salt Lake fall, and talk about how much I love it and how much I appreciated it. And because I've literally been living in the Salt Lake fall for the past 44 years. So I feel like I want to just gather a bunch of my favorite photos from the fall and maybe doing a letter to autumn or something like that, and do a scrapbook page. So I think that that's what I will do. But anyway, it really made me start thinking, I've just got to start on my Project Life where I'm at right now and start getting that done, instead of continually going into the past and doing the past stuff, because I really want the journaling to be live. I want the journaling to be the week after. Ultimately, that's what I want, even though I've got these story journals and everything is written down so I can remember the moments. It's a little bit different when you're telling the story from the past, and it was made just so obvious when I was working on this spread, just what a difference your journaling can be if you're doing it basically in real time, or if you're going back into the past. So anyway, even though it was hard, I loved looking back at this memories, and I'm super excited about doing the rest of 2019, even 2020, because moving obviously has only been the last 6-7 weeks. And I think I'm still working on 2018. I'm still working on 2014. So lots of fond memories of things that I'm going to get to go back and remember. But it was just a very interesting experience working on this and just remembering all of the amazing times. So life moves on, right, you guys? We will continue a day at a time. So basically, I am done with this spread. I am just looking, this is actually when I'm going to fix that photo, but I'm just looking at adding a few of those phrase stickers. I really like those stickers. I liked keeping it kind of plain. I don't want to say plain because that makes it sound bad. I liked keeping it simple this time. I loved adding that almond autumn heart. I thought that added so much. I love that photo and the colors are just stunning. So yeah, I wanted to add a few more of those word phrase stickers, and then just looking to add little bits and pieces to add to just kind of give this spread a little bit more oomph. And then that's going to be it for this. Thank you guys so much for always coming back here and checking in with me. So appreciate your support with my channel. If you are getting Allie Edwards Story by the Month kit, I hope you are enjoying it and getting those autumn stories told. If you guys have any questions, like always, just leave them in the comments section below. And if you like what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. All right, you guys, we will see you in the next one. Bye.